What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. So this video is about a known topic. A lot of you might be knowing it. If you don't know, stick around to the video. If you know about it, you can definitely skip. But this is all about protein content that's printed on the label of the protein powders that you buy. Keep watching. So when you look at the banner of any or nutritional level or supplement facts of any protein powder, you see percentage sign. Only some, I'm going to mention about those brands, they mention what procedure they used to get to the percentage of protein available on that particular product. There are two known ways to get to know how much protein your powder has. One is called the dry basis and the other is called as is. So what's the difference? So when you have protein powder, no matter how much spray dyed it is, it still got some moisture. So you're talking about 4 to 5% of moisture or water content in the whole amount of protein that you're buying. So if you buy 1 kg tub, then you're actually getting powder which doesn't have any water, about 95%. But the 5% is water. Is water having protein? No. So when you say dry bases, so what these companies do is that they extract that water and they make it even dry so that there's no water at all, and then they measure the protein content of that product, which of course becomes more. However, if any company does a lab test where they're not supposed to extract the water, they're supposed to just test the powder as is, then it's being tested with the water content. So the protein percentage comes less in this one. So why should you care? Well, you should care because what the labs actually tested is not the stuff you're getting. The labs tested a material that doesn't have water in it. But they're giving you something which has water in it. So the companies who are printing the labels, unless they print and they come very clear what mechanism they used to achieve the particular percentage, technically they're lying to you. Why? Because if you do the measurement of the protein content just as the powder you got, then you're getting less. So if they sell you 1 kg of protein, they're not giving you, let's say 80%, someone has written, they're not giving you 80% of protein unless they have mentioned it as is. So if someone said on their label that we're giving you 80% protein and that's as is, okay, then they're being very honest. Then you're getting 80% protein, period. If someone says, okay, we're giving you 80% protein on the dry basis, that means it's your responsibility to do the calculation, and there's a gross calculation about deducting 2 to 3% from the protein percentage, and you get to know how much protein you're actually getting. Because if they say we did it on dry basis and we're telling you 80%, then you're not getting 80%, you're getting somewhere around 77 to 78% of protein. That's the actual idea, and I thought it's useful for people to know that. Why did I make this video? Because in some of my recent videos I've seen many comments are coming around these two things, and even some other videos where some protein powders are being calculated, their percentages are being calculated, and they're like crazy high percentage of protein out there. Then the conversation comes like, are you doing this test or lab test on dry basis or as is basis? Is the company saying it's dry basis or as is basis? So I thought let's make a video, and I talked to the lab which is doing my report, lab report for Real Whey and Nakpro. I talked to them and I tried to understand, is this how you do it? They said yes, that's how we do it. If you give me specific instruction, then only I'll do dry basis. Otherwise, for us to do as is much easier. We're going to do as is. So I said, yeah, for the tests I'm asking you to do the as is because I want to know what actually the consumer is getting. Anyway, so that's the idea. I hope you got it and I hope it was helpful. Now let's just talk about a few brands. No biasness. I'm going to talk about the brands that I have back home. If I'm wrong, correct me, who come very clear about it and who just don't say anything about it. All right, let's go. From the brands that I have back home right now, Nakpro doesn't say their procedure of achieving the protein content. They say it's 90%. ISO Sensation, it's an amazing brand. The product is fantastic. It's 93% of protein percentage that they have, but nowhere on the label I found that they're saying what mechanism they're doing to get to that. As it is, it's a renowned brand in India. They're selling raw whey protein, but still they don't say what procedure they use. Real Whey also doesn't say, although they have as a concentrate product, they have a humongous 84% of protein concentration in the product. Still, they don't say what mechanism they used to get there. And even the latest one that I bought, GM Nutrition Whey HQ, they have like 86% of protein that they say in here on the label, but they also don't say what's the mechanism. I try to see if someone finds it on their website of any of these sites, please let me know. That would be helpful. One good thing with GM, I found their new label has the amino profile on the box. Fantastic job. Now let's move on to two of the brands which I found they have this thing printed, and that's fantastic. So we're talking about these two brands are the ones I got. They come very clear telling whether they're doing it with the as is or dry basis. So both of these do their calculation based on dry basis. The way they communicate that, I think both of them are clear. Nutrimed is even more clear. Why? Because on their supplement facts, it's not a nutritional info, it's a supplement fact label. On that they said protein on dry basis on their muscle whey. Now I'll try to take a picture and put it up because maybe it's not clear on the video. That's how Nutrimed comes, it's on dry basis. MyFitFuel, although they don't say it on the nutritional information here, but they come very clear. Just next to that there's this golden color heading where they say protein calculation dry basis, and they say that if you calculate it on as is, then it should be less, and they say how much it would be. So kudos to these two brands. I mean, if you're so clear about what you're selling, what you're giving your consumers, it's like amazing. And that's probably one of the reasons. See, so far I have used only MyFitFuel casein, but I got the feedback and I think they make amazing products. I'm really excited to review the product. I've been using Nutrimed continuously, not getting a single penny discount from that, just because their product is good. And I think this is one of the ethics that a lot of companies should adapt, that they should come very clear about what they put in the products, because this is not a t-shirt, this is not a sweatshirt, this is something you put in your body that goes through the whole digestive system of your body. It's absolutely fantastic that these two companies come very clear with how they calculate their protein percentage and even other facts. So that was the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. And a tons of love that you're supporting me. Thanks a lot for that. Have an awesome life, folks. Ciao.